How's it going, guys? Jace here. For some reason, every time I record these videos, it's always I just wake up. I don't know why, but it just so happens to be that way. Um, but today, a very interesting video. I'm gonna try to make this video not too long. Um, and I want to also shout out Bum for letting me piggyback off his video. So I wanted to make this video for a decent amount of time here, and it just so happens Bum made a video similar to what I was gonna do. A lot longer though. His is about 4 hours long. I plan to not make this 4 hours long, and it shouldn't be. But if you want more information or like more in depth of the state of Dragon Ball, you can watch this video. I'll put the link in the description below. But yeah, shout outs to Bum. He let me piggyback off this video so I can make my points more clear. We talk back and forth. So this video is essentially why I'm so negative on Dragon Ball constantly, and it's not so much about the balance of the game. Yeah, the balance has issues, but a lot of this up for debate. A lot of things I'm going to talk about in this video is not up for debate. It is clear facts, things that they have done to make the game so fucking infuriating for me and a lot of other people. And I also don't understand why people just constantly defend this type of shit. They either just don't say anything at all, or they're like, "There's no issue with the game," or like, "Why are we being so negative all the time?" And the issues with the game could be fixed very easily. Well, not very easily, but it could be fixed if we push them to fix things. Right? There's plenty of examples on just constantly why you can make things better by pushing some sort of negativity towards the company. Street Fighter V has improved a lot. It's actually probably the best state of the game currently. The Sonic movie, the really shitty Sonic design, people bullied the shit out of the company, and they changed the design. No Man's Sky, the game was complete trash, and now it's finally a full game. There's plenty of examples of how you can push negativity towards the company and they'll make change, because that's what they only listen to. They only listen to constant bashing. That's the only thing they know, because if you don't bash them, they just won't fix anything because they don't really give a fuck. And that's how I feel like Bandai is. Bandai just doesn't give a fuck about the game. I don't remember if this was an article or if this was a video or something, but I remember specifically that Bandai, when the game released, Bandai did not expect this game to sell well. They didn't expect that, which is fucking insane for how much work Arcs has put in to making the game as cool as possible, and it being a very high-level technical fighting game compared to their other games that have just been really shitty arena fighters or shitty RPGs or whatever. But yeah, they didn't expect the game to do well. But year one, overall, they did pretty okay. You know, there was constant updates. They had the really awkward voice actor battles of Goku, Vegeta, those kind of things to promote the game more. So they did stuff to promote the game, and it looks like they put in work in. Even though, yeah, the balance overall wasn't that great, it's still probably some of the best balance in a versus game. You know, versus games are particularly hard to balance, and I think they did a good job overall compared to other versus games. So it looked like they cared enough. And the game had a huge success, right? Even though they didn't think it was going to do well, it did have a lot of success, right? It was the biggest game at EVO, I think. I'm pretty sure. The first year. Had a huge rivalry that got really fucking annoying over time. You know, Sonic Fox versus Goichi for the 90th time in a row. It did get annoying, but everybody wanted more. Everybody was hyped for the game. But then, the World Tour happened. And people wanted a World Tour, but it seems their agenda on the World Tour was not to hold up integrity for competition, but was to promote the game in a very shitty way. And this is going to segue to my first point that Bum is going to emphasize.
The tournament. Let's talk how they announced tournaments at when they were first starting. Young Slappy, thank you so much, man. Talk your shit. I'm talking that shit. Man. So pretty much, they were announcing tournaments like 1 or 2 weeks before. Now, I guess they didn't realize that people need to save up money and prepare, physically prepare, financially prepare, mentally prepare to fly out or travel in general to these places. You can't just tell somebody, hey guys, in 2 weeks we're gonna have a tournament here in Cali or New York or in Japan or whatever. Absolutely, positively, the wrongest way you can handle tournaments, right? So the thing is that I was like, okay, we have to say something, because if they continue to go this route, this game will go on a hard decline. It's on a soft decline right now, but it will be on a hard decline.
All right. Thank you, Bum. So yeah, the scheduling was fucking atrocious. They were putting times willy-nilly for people that didn't have big money sponsors to just fly out all the time. So it made it very hard for people, even like me, who had a smaller sponsor, to go out to these events. And on top of the scheduling, the fucking rules were terrible. If you've been around for just about like maybe 2 years in the FGC, you'll know about MVCI and the battle for the stones. And what they decided to do was take a very fucking lazy approach to Battle of the Stones. So how that tournament worked was you had a bunch of these stones, and each tournament winner would get one. But if you won a tournament already, the stone would go to the next person that didn't have one. So let's say first place had a stone already, second place would get the stone. They decided to not do that. So for all 7 Dragon Balls, if you won a Dragon Ball, you can win another, and another, and another, and another, which was a fucking awful decision. And it was very clear they didn't give a fuck. They just thought it'd be hype to see people collect the Dragon Balls. So what ended up happening was, or let me state this: if one person won all the Dragon Balls, it would turn into a all-out brawl in LCQ, so that you would have to fight the winner of all 7 Dragon Balls, which would be it's very fucking plausible, to be honest. It was pretty close. If you don't remember, Kazunoko won 4 balls. He won 4 Dragon Balls. So instead of him winning all of them, he won 4, which is a lot. And what ended up happening was the LCQ was 4 spots. 4 spots for the LCQ. And you had to win in a single elimination bracket 4 times. Unless you won the first time or the second time, which was fucking brutal, which was insanely brutal. I don't understand. Why would you do that? People were very, very tired and fucking sick. The venue was not that great, and they didn't allow food and snacks from outside. But they allowed you to buy some water for $6 $6 water in these tiny ass containers from Fiji, which was retarded because they just wanted to milk us for fucking money. So people were getting sick, people were getting tired. The format was a joke. It was like easily the hardest tournament I think anybody has ever fought in. People just fucking gave up pretty much because it was just so stupid. But yeah, the World Tour was not great. Also, because of the scheduling, besides the World Tour events, obviously there are other tournaments going on, and what they decide to do in all their fucking wisdom is cancel some of them for licensing issues. Instead of working out with the people, there was licensing issues, and tournaments were being canceled, which was a huge fucking deal, a lot bigger of a deal than people thought. Which is honestly one of the reasons I lost my sponsor, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people lost their sponsors, was the scheduling was really bad. Specifically, when I was going into the LCQ, a little bit prior to that, the first LCQ, was my sponsor was like, hey, look, we like having you on, yada, yada, but the scheduling is pretty bad, and they have sent me to 3 fucking tournaments that got canceled. So they spent money on me to go to these tournaments that didn't happen because in all their fucking wisdom they decided to cancel it for licensing. So they're just like, hey, we can't keep doing this because the game seems very unstable, and I couldn't do anything about it, which fucking sucks. It wasn't even my fault. It wasn't that I was playing bad or I was doing things that would affect their brands or etc. It's because the shit is a fucking joke and it was unstable. And they just said, fuck it. And I had to agree. I was like, yeah, this is a joke. And I don't blame you for dropping me because you spent all this money on tournaments that didn't happen, on a tour that is insanely difficult and stupid. So I had to just leave. And I lost a lot of money. I could have had an extension. My extension was a decent amount of money. I'm not going to give a specific amount, but it was a couple thousand, which is nice. It actually helped me a lot. For basically a whole year, I was a professional player. I didn't have to work a job. I go to college, right? So I don't have to work a shitty job like other college students. I got to play the game that I used to love, I don't love anymore, for basically for a job. Yeah, I just didn't have to work a shitty job like other people did. So it was nice for the time, but man, I didn't give a fuck. They just wanted to just fucking milk as much as they can for a lazy amount of effort. But yeah, this segues off over to another point Bum has made.
I don't ever want to see a game being handled like this at all. And even till then, right? Look, they announced France in February, but why is it that everything gets announced like last minute? Like, why are they announcing France 2 months from now? This entire event, they should have everything month by month. Literally, okay, January we're gonna be here, February we're gonna be here, March we're gonna be here, and we're gonna announce all of this like August, right? So we're gonna have everything set and announce it to you on August, right? So that way you can prepare for each event on where you want to go, as opposed to, hey, well, this last event finished, so the finals, give us some time and we'll let you know. What the fuck? That shit is horrible.
Yeah, so this is talking about season 2. So the schedule didn't help. Our schedule didn't improve because they're still announcing shit way fucking late. Even later, as I remember in season 2, it was like right before Defend the North that they didn't announce their next fucking event. It was like people were just actually guessing what event they were going to go to that was going to possibly be a World Tour event. Which it was like, I don't understand. Every other tour in fighting games has events planned out, like way in advance. Like, I don't understand how you make it like that. That you just fucking, I don't know. It's so annoying. This rant is hurting me to talk about this game like this, because I did like the game, but the laziness and the stupidity Bandai has fucking produced is just terrible. And segueing into season 2, right? Season 2 was technically an improvement for the World Tour. I know I'm talking about a lot of the World Tour, but I'm going to get into the balancing in a minute. But the World Tour for Season 2 was technically better, I guess. But the ruling, because, you have points, so it isn't just one person just snaggling all the Dragon Balls and we're fucked in an LCQ format. But the scale and the scaling and the scheduling makes it very fucking difficult for anyone who doesn't have a sponsor or is stupid enough to just throw money out there to go to events. And with the whole thing of tournaments being canceled, a lot of people lost their sponsors. Like, very little people have sponsors right now in this game at all. That's why people are like, yo, why doesn't this player get sponsored? Why does this player get sponsored? It's because they fucking destroyed the scheduling, and the tour is a joke, and sponsors are too afraid to put money into this game because there's no return. Like, nobody wants to fucking put money in a scheduling that is like too limited, especially for smaller sponsors, like where money is just as precious as someone who doesn't have a sponsor, who doesn't have a sponsor. It's like, it's hard, right? Like, it's like, hey, you got to go to France next week. I guess I'll just throw money. Like, nobody's going to do that unless they're, big time. But it's also fighting games, right? Fighting games are not very good for big time sponsors anyway. So Bandai just makes it even fucking harder for people to get sponsored, which is very annoying. So that's why you see a lot of the same, like, 10 players, right? You see Nakio, you see LK, you see the Kill Sage, you see Sonic, you see Goichi, you see Fenridge. You see the same people over and over and over again because those are the people with good sponsors that can send them out to tournaments last minute. It's like, I don't know. They just don't seem to care is what I'm trying to make, is that they just don't give a fuck. So that's enough for the World Tour. Now I want to segue into the balancing issues. And I don't want to get into too many specifics of what I feel they should do with the balancing, because I know people are going to debate that to death. But there is clear problems with the game that they just refuse to address for some fucking reason. And it is not my issue. It's not my specific issue. It's not Bum's specific issue. It's just the game in general. A lot of people say the game is fucking boring. And that is honestly true. The meta has gotten stale because they have decided, well, not decided. They're lazy about it. Like always, they're just fucking lazy, and they make the meta last a whole year, so they don't have to touch the game. They can just push out this meta and just sit, just chill, just basically do nothing.
They can just change up so much of how the game is. Mind you, one balance patch a year is trash. Let me explain why. So, you guys you guys bringing out a whole season of characters, 6 characters, right? 6 characters every 2 months. So pretty much, you're gonna have 1 or 2 characters that's either gonna be too trash or too good. The whole point of balancing, I think the best way to balance it is every 3 months. Every 3 to 4 months. Maybe every 4 months. Every 4 months. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. Right? So you have the beginning, middle, and the end. You have the first patch. Balance.
Right. It just goes into Bum's, like, thinking about how they should balance the game. I don't know about 3 months, but like 4 to 6 months I think would be okay, to be honest. I know people want the game to develop, but clearly the way how the game is designed, right? It's not very the depth isn't very deep, right? It's not going to be deep enough that it's going to sustain a whole year. And that's fine, all right? I don't care if the game is sort of stale from the ground up, that, you know, characters kind of have the same movesets, like slightly different variations, which is fine. I don't really care about that. But if you're going to make a game like that, then give us constant balancing. So the game stays fresh. Even if you made the game lazy and quote unquote accessible, right? Make the game fresh by adding more content and more balancing. So more characters can be played overall, because it's the same fucking like 8 characters constantly in tournaments, because they're just the best. And the game has just gotten so stale because the game wasn't designed to sustain for a whole year. I feel like the game wasn't made with a year fucking balance. Like, it's not deep enough to sustain that, because the meta just gets super fucking stale as it is right now. So, but it goes back to them being lazy. I know why they did it. It's just because they just want to push out some shit and then just do nothing. So then they don't have to they just want to put the least amount of effort in. I mean, it's pretty obvious, right? Have you seen any of their other fucking games? We're lucky Arx just made the game, technically, because the game would probably look ugly as fuck. Have you seen Jump Force? Bandai made Jump Force. If Arx didn't make Dragon Ball Fighters, that game, Dragon Ball Fighters, will look ugly as fuck. I guarantee you. And it would play like shit. It would play ugly. People would be fucking T-posing everywhere. Like, it would be a mess because Bandai is fucking lazy. It's very clear that they're lazy, and they just don't give a fuck. But people just so many people defend them for no fucking reason. I don't understand. And honestly, they don't even deserve a season 3. I don't think Bandai deserves to have a season 3. They don't deserve to be rewarded for such fucking bullshit. And yeah, they do. I know a lot of people lose jobs over it. A lot of my friends lose jobs, but man, Bandai is so fucked up. The lack of effort they put in for a game that they didn't think was going to do good and succeeded, right? Wouldn't that make you want to do more for the game? I feel like if you thought like, maybe this game will do okay, you know, and then it explodes into something big and you make so much money off of it, you make millions of dollars, and they're just like, whoa, people like this shit. Let's get more content. But no, they're just like, they just write it off as another fucking shitty game that they make every fucking year. Because their contract makes them have to create Dragon Ball games every year. That's why Kakarot's coming out in 2020. Every single year, they have to make a Dragon Ball game. I guess there's like a contract with Toei or whatever. I don't know who the real people that own Dragon Ball, but Bandai has the licensing to make Dragon Ball games, and that's why they make one every year. But yeah. The laziness. It's fucking annoying. It's fucking annoying. That's why I haven't been playing the game, right? It's just like, look, here, you want to see? You want to see my proof? What's my Steam loads? Here's my proof. Look here. This is how much I've been playing Street Fighter 5. I've been playing Street Fighter 5 the last week, like 30-something hours. Oh, no, it's got this way. 34 hours in the last 2 weeks I've been playing Street Fighter 5 because they have rewarded us with good shit. Finally, it's taken a while, but Capcom at least stuck with their game and improved it over time. Dragon Ball, no, I have played fucking 0 minutes of this damn game. And not to mention that the game was broken for a week. You couldn't even play the game online. I was hard crashing at the menu. But they just decide to not fix shit because they're fucking lazy. And they don't care about the game. They don't care about you. But, let's reward them because it's Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball. That's like the emphasis on the fucking game. People will just suck their dicks to infinity because it's Dragon Ball for some fucking reason. But, yeah. So, that's this video. And if you want to watch Bums, like I said before, go to the description. I put Bums. He talks for 4 hours. 4 hours and 31 minutes. Of Dragon Ball and why the game is a mess and people just don't seem to care except some people like Bum and me, but yeah. It's really annoying. But yeah, after this video, I'm done with this game. I don't want to hear people talking about it on my Twitter. Don't at me, don't DM me about this game. Don't say I'm fucking capping, I'm a fraud, I'm retarded, because people do it constantly about every little thing I say about this game because people just love to just defend mediocrity for some goddamn reason. So do not DM me and do not call me retarded because I will fucking block you. I don't want to talk about this game anymore. This game sucks and it will always suck because Bandai is fucking lazy and you guys let them get away with this shit. My final word is if you love the game and you have no issue with the game, you think the game is perfectly fine, good for you, right? That's fine. But if you love the game and you hate the direction they're going in, say something. Don't just sit there. Fucking at Bandai. Go to the comments and say shit when they post something about the World Tour. Because it feels like I'm the only one in Bum and a few other people are saying anything about the World Tour. People are just blindly defending their mediocrity. But, yeah, that's it for me. I'm done with this fucking game. This game's going to suck, and it's probably going to always suck because you guys let them get away with it. So, yeah, I'll see you in Grand Blue. And also, one more point. People like to say that I'm not going to talk shit about Grand Blue. If they do shit like this, I will talk about the game, and I will bash them for it because I like things to be better. I don't like shit to just stay the same and people getting away with shit. But I have higher hopes for Side Games because Side Games seems to care about their shit. So we'll see what happens. I think it'll be a lot better than what Bandai has done, clearly. But yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you in Grand Blue. I'll see you in Street Fighter 5. Game's hype. Go play Street Fighter 5. Go play Grand Blue. I'm done with this fucking game. Later.